What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Reploy, also known under the ticker as RAI. This is a project I've been incredibly excited about, and today we're going to be talking about exactly what it is, how it works, the different mechanisms of this project, and also a price prediction and just price analysis, tokenomics, that type of thing as well. Now, before we do, I also just want to mention that on November 24th, I first talked about this project. I gave my analysis about it, thought it was pretty interesting. And again, 7 days ago, I also talked about it before TGE. This was posted in my school group as well, which you can find at the top of the link in the description below, where I post all things small gems, mostly ERC20 utility plays, that type of thing, different things I'm watching in the market. And also posted this as well on December 1st, back when the Twitter account only had 52 followers and the branding was also different then. So all of that is to say is that I'm not just talking about this project just now when it is already over a 40x from where me and a lot of other pre-sale investors got into this project, but I've been talking about it for over a month now. So I've been really into this project, and honestly, it was my main focus for the past month now, and I'm pretty happy with how things turned out, considering that, at first I thought this was a $40 million, $40 million potential market cap that this project could actually wake up to. But it is sitting at $40 million within 2 days. So as of that, I think it could run a lot further. So let's get started and talk about what Reploy is. First of all, you can easily create and deploy smart contracts at scale. There's a post here on the Twitter account, which I think is really good in explaining the project. So imagine Reploy as pump.fun. No one knew that it would revolutionize the way that tokens were deployed, no code, one-click launches, etc. Now making $2.5 million per day in fees, Reploy follows a similar concept, but allowing developers and users to compile and deploy smart contracts without knowing how to code at all. So basically, anyone can do it with ease. So Reploy also has a monetization model as well. So there are subscription fees, so businesses pay to access the platform, and then there's usage fees as well. So a small percentage of every smart contract that's deployed. And of course, the no code, low code market cap is just obviously huge when it comes to traditional, companies and that type of thing. And if Reply obviously got a small share, a small sliver of that, just 1% of that market, then it would be valued at $1.87 billion, which would be pretty crazy to see. And so I also wanted to share briefly about this revenue sharing mechanism that they've also shared as well before we get into the other things with this project. So when it comes to the token, RAI plays a central role in the operation and management of Reploy. So holding RAI enables access to Reploy's Plus and Reploy Pro. This is, basically they have like tiers when it comes to using the platform itself, and giving users advanced features and functionality like our APIs and access to our agent constructor, because this is also an AI agent related project as well. So that is kind of a part of this project. So holders of RAI are able to vote on the management and direction of the platform, fostering engagement, right, in a decentralized way. Users can also earn by validating model parameters with RAI through a proof of stake protocol, so advancing our fine-tuned parameters. And wireless Reploy and Reploy Pro are currently accessed by holding RAI. They're also implementing ETH and USDT payment options, which will drive revenue directly amongst RAI holders in WETH. So the project is sitting at $40 million right now. And honestly, the TGE was pretty exciting considering they landed a strategic partnership with MicroGBT as well. This was instantly upon TGE. Shortly after, they got over 1,000 holders, and then shortly after from that, there was a L Bank listing, which is a pretty low tier exchange, but it's still an exchange nonetheless. And to list on an exchange that quickly says a lot about the project, I think. And then as of today, there was also a listing on Poloniex, right? This is, at least a little bit. It's kind of still, I would see it in kind of the lower tier of exchanges, but it's still an exchange nonetheless that honestly validates the project. Back, a couple weeks ago when I was first talking about the project, this was like back in November, they were doing AMAs around this time in the Telegram group. And, when I was listening in on the fact that, the token itself was a 0 buy sell tax, there's no tax to it. It's pretty very clean contract. I was a little bit concerned considering that I wanted the team to be taken care of via tax at first. This is usually a good idea, to get the ball rolling, pay people salaries, and then also formulate a product that can drive real world revenue. And so this was kind of one of the concerns that I had initially with the project, but they assured me that they didn't need to have any tax. They didn't need to do any of that because they assured me they are not a LARP, that they're actually doing, they're driving a real product here that's going to drive real revenue. And so, yeah, along with that, there's a zero buy sell tax. And there's also a total supply at 10 million. It's crazy to see that there's over 3,000 holders, and insane to see that the volume, the 24-hour volume, is at $9 million. So a part of the volume being so high is that you get a lot of MEV bots. So this is where you get these 99 plus transactions here that you can see on like deck schools and deck screeners and all of that. And this is basically where you just get all of these buy sells, right? And I'll just pull it up here. So see all these buy and sells here. This is just like an MEV bot. And what that does is, well, first of all, they're doing that because there is no buy sell tax. So there's only a gas fee that they have to worry about. And then along with that, I like it because it actually drives the volume up. And when it drives the volume up this high, that's where you get it on like hot number one on, for example, Dex Tools, Dex Screener, etc. So it's actually a pretty good marketing strategy as well in that sense. So the project has also been listed on CMC and CG as well. This was an instant listing. They were already pretty much listed back on TGE. So that's also one thing to note. So what do we have here? Well, we have a project that is a part of the utility AI play. And the sub niche of that is the low code, no code, which has been very bullish recently. And then it's also been listed on multiple exchanges. It has a 0 buy sell tax, a very clean contract. It has had a ton of hype and marketing associated with it. There's also been a lot of pretty good KOLs that have been hyping this project up heavily. And I think that's also been one of the reasons why the growth has been so high in such a short period of time. I mean, we're less than, 3 days here, and the project has already done a 40x for pre-sale investors. So overall, I've been really happy with this project. I'm sure a lot of you guys were that either caught this video that I uploaded on December 1st or from the multiple posts that I've made about on the school group. I'm sure you guys are pretty happy if you were involved into this project, considering you're at least up, 40x at this point. Overall, I think this project can actually go a lot further, and I'm not just trying to be like an absolute moon boy and say that, but I actually think that it can go further, considering that, this is the demand for this project, right? The demand is, up over 8,000% in just, over 2 days. And I think that the demand is going to go a lot further and run a lot harder here, considering that it's been listed on multiple exchanges. It's being shielded by top tier KOLs as well. So the marketing is on point. And I think one of the things that they really need to work on is some of the bugs on the website. There's been a few users I've seen that have kind of complained about the website not being fully functional or just having some bugs. And obviously with a brand new project, I wouldn't expect them to have an absolutely polished product, right off the bat. But, so I'm sure they're going to be fixing a lot of those issues as they have addressed them. And they've said that they are going to be fixing those issues within just a couple days. So I think once the product gets fully polished and just a little bit better, more features are applied to it. And then once also the revenue sharing feature is also kind of released, and along with more exchanges listing, more partnerships and collaborations, and also top KOLs talking about this project, I think it has the potential to run even further, potentially going over 100 million. Now, personally, I will be, just taking profit along the way to that, as, me and all the other pre-sale investors are already over 40x with this project. So I'm sure a lot of people are already happy with this and how it's been going. I wanted to actually make this video days ago, like towards the TGE, but I've just been traveling for Christmas, so I wasn't able to. But I talked about it heavily in the school group, multiple posts, and I also talked about it on my Telegram channel as well, which you can access through the school group. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for this one. Let me know your thoughts about Rye in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about it. Have you tried the product itself? Where do you think the project can go? I'm quite curious about your opinions, so let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one.